Hello, hello. Here's just punch the screen. Welcome back to another Atomic Cards Vanilla Strategy Battle Game video. It's Tom. Hi, Curtis.
Yep,
Who are
it's
you?
me, Curtis. Hi, it's Curtis from the LWG. So in London, some people might know me. I've been on the channel once before, so thanks for having me back, Tom. So yeah, I'm on here to sort of help out Tom, talk through some lists, and sort of maybe encourage a few people in the London area who are watching this to come join us in the London Wargaming Guild and play some MESBG.
It's been 2 videos. You've been on twice.
I have been on twice, haven't I?
Yeah. One of the videos is in your living room.
It was, wasn't it? You can see my girlfriend's family just in a photo just above it.
Don't tell people that. There's some right weirdos in this comment section.
Yeah, I'm pretty regular, part of the Atomic Cards team.
And then who else is here?
I'm Zahir. I am new here.
Zahir.
I've finally been allowed on the channel. Stepping up in the world. I'm also from London. I'm part of the LWG as well. And I've played the game. Well, I've never played against Tom before, but I've been at quite a few tournaments with him, and we've got a friendly rivalry going on now, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, you're below me, basically. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I wasn't above you until your last tournament that I was at, so
Yes. Yeah, it's all right.
I think the rivalry continues.
I'm 10th in the south now. Fun fact.
Ooh.
Zahir, what are you doing right now?
I am building some terrain for Curtis is hosting a tournament in December for our London group, and I'm currently building some Osgiliath ruins out of the Green Stuff World silicon molds. So I've been just chopping them up and putting them all together. So I've got about 6 different ruins on the table already. I'm making a fully sculpted 4x4 board with a massive river in the middle and stuff. And I've posted quite a few things in the Facebook groups and stuff. So you've probably seen some of my stuff before, hopefully.
And if they haven't seen your stuff before, want to see more of it, where can they see it?
I have Instagram. It's Zahir Curtis Designs. And yeah, that's it really for now. But just hoping to sort of get my stuff out there. And
if I remember, I'll put a link in the description to Zahir's stuff. Some of it's quite cool.
It is really cool. I'm buzzing my tits off to see it on the table in December.
He just finished a nice Dol Guldur piece at MG Double Like. You know what's cool? Dol Guldur.
Yeah.
I was following you building that for ages.
I was so annoyed when they brought out that kit because I was like, I'm onto a winner here. I can finally try and sell some stuff. And then they just brought out that beautiful kit. And I was like,
it's really nice. I've got 4 of them. Yeah.
But see, the only thing I'm hoping is that I can make bits smaller and different.
Yeah.
And sell them cheaper, because I think 40 quid is quite a lot to spend on 4 or 5 kits for a whole table worth of stuff.
Yeah. Where you buy it 40 quid from? Buy it for 35 from Atomic Cards, could you?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
35 from Atomic Cards? That's a bloody bargain.
Hey, man, yeah. I remember how good your prices are. I bought some dice from you the other week.
The reason we're here today, if anyone didn't know from the titles and stuff, is we're hosting our first semi-big tournament, Atomic Cards. We've got 20 people coming down, and it's at the weekend. So that's exciting. Just a Sunday, 1 day, 4 games at 500 points. The reason these 2 chaps are here instead of everyone who you often see is because the other guys are all playing in it. I'm hosting it, and I thought it'd be more fun if we had some guys who aren't playing in the tournament come, so we can be mean about people's lists and stuff, and don't have to deal with the consequences of having to play against them.
Yeah,
I think it's more fun.
Getting beat by a list that you just slated is not fun.
Until we bump into them a few months later, and they're like, you just talked so much bad stuff about my list, I'm going to knock the crap out of you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a share screen on, because I've put the lists into a little spreadsheet. Not all of the exact details, but what I've put in is the model counts and things and what's coming. So hopefully that should be on the screens now. Maybe? Yeah. Cool. Sweet. So there's 20 people coming and it's 500 points. We have got 12 good and 8 evil. There are 9 legendary legions, which you can probably see on the screen. And there's 2 guys who have used allies that aren't legendary legions. So we've got 4 Isengard armies coming. Those Isengard, you've got 2 Assault on Helm's Deep lists, so they've both got ballistas in them. They're slightly different though. Not slightly, they're very different lists. I will talk about that in a bit. They're very different lists, and I quite like it. We've got 2 Scout Legions. We've got Lurts and Uglucks. In our local chat, there's been a lot of chat about which one's better. Like, there's an awful lot of chat about which one's better.
Uglucks.
No, Lurts.
Uglucks.
No.
So there's a bit of friendly rivalry there. It's quite fun. So yes, Lurts and Uglucks Scouts will be fighting it out to see who wins. I really hope they get drawn against each other at some point.
Round 1.
And then they draw the game.
Draw the game, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We've got 2 Halls of Thranduil lists, but one is using the new Rangers of Mirkwood Legendary Legion, which is going to be quite cool to see. And the other one has allied in Radagast and an Eagle. Spoilers. There's 2 Azog's Legions. Both of them are using the Pits of Dogwaldor Legendary Legion, which is spicy.
So much fun. So much fun to play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun to watch. We've got 2 Rohans, Riders of Fairden, Standards, and Defenders of Helm's Deep, which I think is one of the better Legendary Legions out there.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's got such a great choice of heroes, lovely special rules, and, elves supporting Rohan, giving them 5/5. Can't complain.
Yeah,
and then you got 2 Khazad Doom lists. Both are very similar. You've got Shire, Serpent Horde, Fiefdoms, Arnor, Angmar, Army of Thraw, Rivendell, and Minas Tirith. So like a really nice variety, other than having got 4 Isenguards, but all 4 of the Isengard lists are quite different, which is quite nice. Other than that, it's a nice little variety, and there's some new stuff. Like, we get to see 2 of the new Legendary Legions on the table. I think at 500 points is a big ask to see anything else. Like the Necromancer's one's very...
Yeah.
Would you get the Necromancer and like 3 Wraiths at that point?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Same with the Vanquishers. People, if you're going to take the Vanquishers, you want a few of them. I think you'd get.
You get Saruman, Galadriel, and Radagast at 500.
Okay, so you lose your fighty Elrond.
No. Do you get Elrond? I can't remember. Do you get Elrond? I think you get Elrond.
Probably squeeze him in somehow with maybe some.
Yeah, I can't remember what, because Lee was thinking about bringing them, but Lee didn't.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what you were saying. It was either Galadriel, Saruman, and Radagast on Slay, or Galadriel, Saruman, and Elrond, I think, is the choice. Okay. But yeah, so we've got the 2 low point ones, which is quite fun. So we get to see them on the table, which would be cool. Model count wise, so you got 500 points. The highest model count we got is 43.
Big that.
43.
Big. It's not unsurprising. It's on the Shire list either.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, to be honest, 43 is quite low for the Shire.
Yeah, I was going to say 41 Serpent Horde is actually quite good. When you think about it, like, because they're decent points per model.
Yeah, it's very good. 41 on the Serpent Horde. The average is 27, which is quite cool. That's quite high as well, I think.
Yeah.
500 points, definitely.
Yeah. We always talk about like a little rule of like, you do the model count and then you divide it by 20. So if you got, the points, sorry, then divide it by 20. So you've got like 500 points, divided by 20, you get 25. So the little formula that we always have in the back of our head is actually pretty spot on. Like, if you look at it, everyone's got 27. But
with a slight bias here for more than 25. 25 is almost, by some lists, definitely seen as a minimum.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever leave home without like 20.
No.
Anything under 20 is like, I'm terrified.
But that's 500 points, I'd be nervous.
I mean, I pretty much run exclusively hordes. So hordes or cav, but I count every cav model as 2, so it's all right.
Yeah. I took 18 models to Into the West, the one most recent, and every single model that dies, you feel it. And that's what it is at low points. And if you're not very good, like myself, then people die quickly, you really notice it.
Yeah, especially playing against like chariots and stuff like that, when they just run over half your army and you've only got 20 models. It's just like you feel everything, don't you?
And it's like one bad dice roll, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
You whiff a couple of turns. We always have that thing as well where you play and you go, oh, it's that turn, where like everything just dies. One turn of just absolute misery on the dice.
Yeah, and you think your banner can make your model count feel bigger, but because the model count is so low after a turn or two of combat, everyone's in combat, potentially even your banner, it's really hard to then keep alive.
And you're all outnumbered, and
you
start having to use your might to use like heroic moves and stuff to get so you're outnumbered and stuff. So that's model count stuff. The ones that are really low, you've got the 2 alpha lists. You've got Rivendell down at 14. That's Rivendell Knights. Spoilers. You got 14 Rivendell Knights and 13 Rivendell Knights and Elrond in there. One of them's got a banner.
Can't they?
They
can do some real damage.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Rivendell Knights, if they stay still next to their leader, so Elrond in this case, are going to reroll 1s to hit as well. So they're hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s with their strength 3 bows. Yeah. So you're getting 13 shots at you, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. So you're going to get like almost all of them are going to hit. You might get like 10 hits, if not more. At strength 3, anything that's not defense 6, getting wounded on 5s. So you're losing like 2 or 3 dudes a turn consistently.
Yeah. Are we going into this list? Do you want me
to? No, sorry, I was just like briefly spinning over it. Sorry. I get distracted very easily, Curtis. I'm sorry.
I didn't know if you wanted to come in on point. I've got notes.
No, we'll come to the notes in a second. I'm bow count. That was next. Bows.
Okay.
Bows. So our highest bows is 23.
No, unsurprising where that is.
Range to Mirkwoods. Mate, that's sweet. And that's not even 23 because it's 25 bow shots because Legolas has got 3. The pesky blighter. So 25. I did a battle report with them recently on the channel. They were convenient against hobbits as well, so they win on 4s. It was fun because they all just died. It was like a shooting gallery.
Those poor hobbits.
God, it's so many bows. I don't know how you feel. The average like bow count is just over 8.5. Like
it's less than a third, isn't it, of our average model count, which surprises me. I was expecting it to be, but I don't know if you round
up to 9, it's not. It's exactly a third.
Oh right. Well, I was rounding it down to 8 and thinking 24, but no, you're absolutely right, and you will get bias in here because some lists just will have a few little honesty bows, which will be bringing that down.
There's a few outliers that you can like pick out on, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, so you got Army of Thraw here, got 0, but they've got a load of throw weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Azog's Legion, no bows.
I guess the thing is because you've got orcs that are hitting on 5s rather than 4s, and then up to 6 if they're moving. It's sort of, you think maybe not worth it as much, maybe a couple, but not.
You want to be right in their face, don't you?
With and with Azog, with those heroic combats and stuff in that list, you just want to be smacking into them. And like, because the thing is, you're either going to die instantly or you're going to get killed instantly. There's no sort of cloak and dagger with that list.
Yeah.
It's just
that's a lovely turn of phrase, that's here.
What?
Cloak and dagger.
Love it.
I hope I don't repeat it too many times.
happy to donate it to the vocab.
Yeah. And my Khazad-dûm, just a couple of honesty bows in there. But other than that, if you basically, it turns out if you're bringing bows, you're bringing lots of them.
Yeah.
Or like you're not, basically. There's either like 1 or 2 or lots. There's a couple here with ballistas. Ballistas are plenty. You've got 3 siege weapons out of 20 list. 2 of them are big Isengard ballistas in the Assault on Helm's Deep Legion. One of them's the little dwarf ballista.
That dwarf ballista's nice though. I played against in the Strider Cup doubles. I played the same list twice with the dwarf ballista. It's just dirty.
He's so unreliable though, and it
is. It's a bit swingy for my liking.
Yeah.
But I know a couple of people I played against who've had like 2 or 3 of them in one list because that's how you get around a swinginess.
Yeah.
You bring a couple of them, and then you're playing dwarfs. You've got to bring your opponent to you, right?
Yeah.
So what do? Either put a couple of bows in there, or just stick a ballista in and just go, go on then.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, knocking your opponent back or knocking them off the horse instantly is just so useful, you know.
Having that threat on the table terrifies your opponent.
Yeah, and it's actually more about board control than anything else. Because, like, you know, if you're using like Command the Battlefield or something like that, where you've got a quarter, you just move your ballista into it, and you've got that quarter because nobody's going to go near it. You know.
So yeah, those lots of them. Bring them. Might. I don't think that's 12. I think that's less. I think it's 10. I think I've mucked that up. But still, it's a lot.
It still stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The one that worries me there is that Khazad-dûm list. So I'm assuming
here
it's 3 points of might. So it's either just one. It must be just one named hero and a single warband.
There is, I believe, a shield bearer. No, I think that's got 4. I think he's not counted the ballista hero.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm going to change it because I think that's got a shield bearer in it, which is 1, a ballista hero to 2, and then he's got some named hero, Durin probably.
Right, okay.
Which is 2.
Durin's got 3, hasn't he?
Durin's got 3. So the one at the bottom, that's got the dwarf champion, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's got the dwarf champion,
shield bearer, and then
that's the dwarf champion and the captain. I think. I don't know. I'm confused, mate.
We'll see, won't we?
We'll have a look. Yeah, we'll have a look later. Either way, there's someone there.
I think a lot of people forget the extra point of might you get on the siege captain.
Yeah. These guys have both got it on. Look, because they're 3 for a leader, 2 for a captain, 1 for a thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll look into it. It's fine. But basically, there's an average of 6 might, which is basically 2 heroes in it.
Yeah,
for the most part.
2 relatively good heroes for 3 might. Yeah. 3 might a pop.
2 good heroes or 3 Nathons. That's that's your choice at 500, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think you'd expect much more than that. If you've got a lot more might than that, I imagine you're perhaps lacking somewhere else.
So the ones that got lots of it are the Scout Legions. They always get loads.
Cool.
Yeah, but they've got relatively cheap, decent heroes though at 500, don't they?
Yeah,
because that's I think their best. That's where those legions shine is at 500.
Yeah, well they've got several 3 might strikers. So Ugluk Scouts has got Ugluk and Grishnak.
Yep,
who are both 3 might.
He's got 3 as well, hasn't he?
He's not got strike though.
But he's got 3 might though, Maher.
Yeah, he's got 3 might, just no strike.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. No, Grishnak and Ugluk who are both 3 might strikers, and Lurtz got Lurtz and Ugluk who's a 3 might strikers. Then he's got Malher and Schnagger, I think, who are also 3 might each.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 12. And then the other, the Lurtz Scout's got Lurtz, Ugluk, Captain, I think. Yeah. So that's 8. Who else has got 8? Azog's Legion, because the Warg's got a ton.
Yeah, 6. That's 6 points just on Azog, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Azog got a captain in both of them.
Yeah.
Defenders of Helm's Deep. Only 6? Is that Theoden? Yeah.
Theoden and Haldir, isn't it?
Theoden and Haldir. Haleth.
Haleth's has he got a single point?
I think he's got a single, yeah. Is that 7? Has Haldir got 3?
Haldir's got 3.
I'll have a look.
I'll make it 7. There you
go. He's got 1. Haleth has got 1 as well.
Yeah.
Haleth's got 1. Not bad.
Nice. Riders Theoden 8. Standard. So yeah, all the ones that got 8, like they're very expected, but they all kind of need it as well, don't you? Because you need it with Azog, you need it with you need it with Rohan, and the scouts are just marching everywhere. So yeah. Right, that's like quick overhaul for anyone who doesn't know what kind of lists go to tournament. There you go, 500 points, bam. That's what you're seeing. What we're going to have a do now is that's not words. What we're going to have a go now is going through some of the lists that are coming like in a little bit more detail. So I've stopped the share screening just because I want to make sure that I can do this without kind of showing off anyone's email address. Basically, because the last thing anyone wants is to get emails saying, "Oi, your list is rubbish."
I don't think anyone's going to be sending hate mail. I really hope people have a better life than that.
You'd
Mate.
hope so. Let me just close
It's the
that.
internet,
Says,
isn't it?
yeah. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, if we can, is the 2 Assault and Helm's Deep legions that we have coming.
Yeah.
I just need to remember who the second ones is. Conveniently, I've got a spreadsheet just here. But if I go across, I can see their names. Assault and Helm's Deep. It's that guy. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying not to name drop people as well, just because. So, in Assault and Helm's Deep Legion number 1, we have got Warband 1, Urukai Captain, promoted to a leader, because you have to, with a shield. So the Urukai leader is just free might, isn't he? So the 2.
Yeah.
And he's the guy standing on a rock, coughing.
3 attacks as well.
Don't they have 2 might but 3 attacks and 3 wounds?
He gets 3 attacks and 3 might, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster.
Yeah,
he is. He's the heroic combat king, just because his damage output is so good. That extra point of might means he can, he can willingly expend it. If he takes a couple of Urukai with him, at strength 4 as well, they really are damage output in those heroic combats.
Yeah, I think Uruks are like such a cost-effective model, just with strength and fight 4, and they're just dirty.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying you might want to like spam Uruks, are you?
Potentially.
No.
No?
Because I love Berserkers.
Well, boy, do I have a list for you. The next thing in this warband, that captain's got a shield, sorry. No. The next thing in this warband is 8 Berserkers.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah. Then a single warrior with shield and 5 crossbows.
Nice.
The second warband is a captain with shield and 8 berserkers.
So 16 berserkers in total.
16 berserkers, and then it's got a blister because you get the reroll ones and stuff. So yeah, why would you not? So this list is the mega captain, a captain, 16 berserkers, 5 crossbows, a ballista, and then 1 dude because you had an awkward amount of points.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's really ballsy to spam the berserkers rather than trying to maximize your numbers with a shield wall, because Urukai do shield wall as good, if not better than most of the list. But when you've got 16 berserkers, that's 32 attacks. So you might not even miss the model count.
And
if
also the +1 defense when they're getting shot at is just like
it puts them up to defense 6.
5.
Yeah, so it's as if it was a shield wall when it's coming at you. So they'll survive and they'll get into the fight.
And then we talk about the model count thing. So they've still got, you got 16 berserkers, 5 crossbows, so 21. That 1 warrior puts 22, 2 captains, 24, and then the ballista crew. So you're up to 25, 27, 28 models, which is exactly where we said we want to be.
Yeah. I really like. I think as well. What I noticed about this list is that it combats really well a lot of the lists that we're seeing that have like a lot of magic in them or terror lists. It combats your Angmar. Pretty much all your army is courage 7. So it'll stick around. It'll be there at the end game. It will be able to charge into orcs that are near Barrow-wights. And because the list is quite homogenous, it doesn't have like one big hero. You paralyze or you transfix one model, you've got 16 berserkers there that are going to do the job for you, that just have that raw killing power.
Did you write down the word homogenous in your notes?
I did not write down the word homogenous, but
I really wanted you to. Yeah, I love it. It's just like you're saying, it completely negates all that stuff. The courage is great because like even if you do manage to kill half your berserkers, the rest of them are sticking around because they're so high courage. Like you've got to fight them to the last man.
And
you've got to come to them.
You do. Because with the crossbows as well. So the ballista plus the 5 shots from the crossbows, you've got to engage those berserkers.
Yeah.
Do you still take courage tests at 66 in that legion as well?
I don't know about in that legion.
I'm not sure you do.
don't think
Because
so.
otherwise that would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they don't need it, do they? Not in that one. Maybe in a more vanilla one you might. But
you maybe think, instead of chucking that extra like Urukai Warrior with shield in, maybe just give one of your captains a crossbow.
Yeah. Give that the second captain a crossbow.
Right, I mean, he's got a shield, so you could just sack the shield off and put a crossbow on him.
Yeah,
well.
2 points of might on a crossbow. Then
you really like, if you've got a ballista, a captain crossbow, and 5 crossbows. Boy, have you got to come towards it! Like,
I think it's off his horse, Gilglad's off his horse. You know, he's losing his mates.
That point of might just on a crossbow would just be like game changing. Like,
it's so good.
Off their horse or
anyone who's used those lists where you've got that like Angbor or someone who's got 1 3-pointer might. Oh, it's terrifying because you just never know. Like, you can't leave anyone in the open because it's just going to die.
Yeah.
Like, you look at some of these lists, so you got Azog's the new Pizza Dog or Legion. Like, Azog's not getting across the table that warg.
No. And you would target that warg. You
as strong as that warg is, even that's not holding out to this fight.
What shooting takes Azog down because of the low points of fate.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's only defense 5.
And he's in the Legion, he's only defense 5. You're right.
Yeah.
So winning on 5s plus points of might.
Yeah, with that Legion, you need to just get stuck in straight away as soon as possible.
Yeah.
March, like, even if, I mean, you know, you've got 6 points of might, just march the first 2 turns, get them straight in their face, and just get him stuck as quickly as possible.
So the other one I've got here is the other Assault and Helm's Deep Legion. So we have got an Urukai captain who's the leader. He has got a shield. He's put 2 might here. He has got 3 might. I told him that already. He's got 5 Urukai warriors with sword and shield. He's got 2 warriors with crossbows. He's got 1 with a banner. I don't think the other list had a banner. And then he's got 3 pikes and a single berserker. He's got his ballista, and he's got another warband with a captain, sword and shield, 6 warriors, sword and shield, 2 warriors with crossbows, and 4 pikes, and a single berserker. So the 2 warbands are pretty much exactly the same. His model count is slightly higher. His model count is 14, 27, 28. I can't count, 31. So 31 models. He's only got 4 crossbows, as opposed to 5. And he's got 7 pikes in there. So pike sport.
So to me, this list is a chocolate digestive. So chocolate digestive, it's a delicious biscuit. Someone offers you a chocolate digestive, cup of tea, you're chuffed to bits, you're really happy, and it does the job, satisfied. But that berserker list, that's the chocolate hobnob. And when you've had a chocolate hobnob and then someone shows you the digestive, you're a little bit like, it's good. And it does the job, I suppose. But
have you not had your dinner, mate?
It's not the hobnob.
I feel like I should have put this one on the screen first, right? Because if I put this one on the screen first, you'd have gone, yes, good list that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is probably how I would write the list.
Yeah.
You know, the shielding Urukai, fight 4. You know, if you need to spread out and you don't have your spear supports, you can still shield there and hold ground. Defense 6, strength 4. You know, it's really, really good. And to have a couple of berserkers thrown in there, hit them on the flanks, and you've got the spear support on the berserker, making them more lethal, or throw them in with the captain on his heroic combat. There's nothing wrong with this list at all.
See, I would have gone with a different food metaphor, and I would have gone like, this is like a tikka masala. Like, it's nothing bad, you know. It's a solid curry, like, it's decent, right? But the other one's like, you know, matey's house special from around the corner, where you've got no idea what it's going to do, but it's going to knock your socks off one way or the other.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
And it's just, you know, everyone's got that one on the menu where I can't really pronounce what it is. I've never seen it anywhere else before. You're not going to find it in Sainsbury's, but it's banging. But you'll feel it the next day.
And
that's what this berserker list is. It's just like,
right,
you can have your standard.
Pilot it.
It might be amazing. It also might not.
Yeah. I think the second list, the one that's on screen now, is like your run-of-the-mill Isengard, which is solid and you can definitely win games with it. But I think the second one is more. The first one is more my cup of tea, which is just have loads of fun and just be prepared to not win everything, but just have a laugh because you've got 16 berserkers.
Or you win everything because you've got 16 berserkers and they're not running away. They're cutting up everything. Yeah.
It's that what is it? Is it Gattuso? The little gif of him where he's like, sometimes amazing, sometimes not.
Yeah.
I was about to say it. Swear words, bad. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe. That's the one, isn't it? Yeah, classic. Lovely.
I just looked up the Legion, by the way. They get 3 attacks and 3 wounds. They don't get 3 might.
Did they not?
No.
I thought they got 3 might.
No, 3 attacks and 3 wounds. Ooh. So they're a bit more durable, a bit more killy, but not anymore.
I told him he got 3 might.
Nah.
I might take that back. Sorry if you're watching this.
All that heroic combat chat as well. Like, it's still good, but maybe don't.
Well, with 3 attacks at strength 5, though, it's nothing to turn your nose up at.
No, God, absolutely.
Throw it out, wouldn't they? I like they're giving an extra wound for standing on a rock. That's nice. So, Pits of Dol Guldur.
Ooh.
Pits of Dol Guldur. Zahir.
Yes.
You've been playing around the Pits of Dol Guldur quite a lot.
Yeah, I did. I came down to Swindon and we had a day of just testing that Legion. It was just so much fun. I mean, I had the models from like when The Hobbit first came out, but I never actually played it. And I've discovered Hunter Orcs, which are beautiful.
Hunter Orcs are so much fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them beautiful. They're ugly models.
Oh, no, I know, but just so much fun. So much fun. I mean, they're basically like budget berserkers and just lots of fun. But yeah, I think that Legion with Azog just being able to go, you know what, I'm having priority that turn and there's nothing you can do about it. When you've overcommitted Azog because he's got heroic combat off and he's just gone from one captain to another, which I did against Dan with his Arnor list. I just went, killed your captain with 2 might, almost killed your second captain with 2 might, but Malbeth saved him. I then overcommitted. Azog was on his own. I said, I'm going to get priority. And then I managed to just get my reinforcements in to stop him getting trapped, which is just what you want to do because Azog trapped at defense 5 is just going to die.
Yeah, it's so much better than a heroic move, right? Because Azog doesn't have to move first, so you can get models in first, maybe pull him back out of that situation that you've just described. And they can't counter it because they can't call that heroic move.
No.
I did it when I used it, and they thought that they blocked him off so he couldn't get through the gap because they're like, if you call a heroic move, you're going to have to go into one of these control zones. And I was like, but bam, shut your control zones off. Azog's through. See you later. So there's 2 contrasting opinions on these lists. So I've got, I'll read them both out and then we can chat about them because they're fairly similar, but there's one kind of significant difference really. So we've got Azog on White Warg, no heavy armor or nothing because you can't have it. He's there. You've then got a Hunter Orc on a Warg, 2 Fel Wargs, and then 4 more Hunter Orcs on Wargs. The first one's got a 2-handed pick, that's why.
Right. Okay.
I think. Or is he just there? No, I think he's just there. It doesn't say 2-handed pick, it just says pick. I'm going to assume that's a 2-handed pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
They can take pick normally, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you've got a Gundabad captain on foot, like a Gundabad captain with a shield, a Gundabad orc with banner and shield, 2 Gundabad orcs with shield, 4 Gundabad orcs with shields and spears, 1 Hunter Orc with pick, I'm going to guess 2-handed pick, and 4 Hunter Orcs. Yeah, he's put pick as, it must be 2-handed pick. So you go. So you've got, in listed in total, you've got Azog, 1 Hunter Orc on Warg with a 2-handed weapon, 4 Hunter Orcs on Wargs, 2 naked Fel Wargs, a Gunda lad, like a Gunda captain, Gundabad orc with banner, 2 Gunda lads with shields, 4 Gunda lads with spears, Hunter Orc with turn of pick, and 4 Hunter Orcs. So you got like a mounted warband and a foot warband.
Did either of them have any bows?
That one's got no bows.
Right. Okay. The second.
What's the model count on that?
That one's got 21 models.
Okay.
No bows. It's got like a shield wall almost, where it's got like it's set up. So you got 4 hunter orcs and 2 Gunda lads with like 4 Gunda spears behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that kind of setup.
What makes me nervous about these lists is they sound like 600 or 650 point lists that haven't been finished. In that,
well, the other one.
Oh right, sorry, go on.
Is Azog on White Warg, 5 Gunda lads with shields, and one of them has got a banner. 10 hunter orcs and 3 bows. A hunter orc captain on Warg. 5 Gunda lads with shield, and 4 fell wargs. So that one's got 15, 20, 24, 25, 26 models. So it's got more models.
More models.
And it's got 3 bows in there, and it's got a Gundabad shield wall rather than like hunter orcs on foot. But it's got an awful lot of hunter orcs, wasn't it? Yeah. He's got 9 Gundabad warriors with shield, 1 Gundabad warrior with shield and bow and banner, and then 10 hunter orcs on foot as well. So it's like pure spammy frontline.
Yeah.
There's no spears anywhere.
Trap your opponent.
See, my theory for this list is you just go a third with fell wargs, hunter orcs, and Gundabad orcs, because I think that if you want hunter orcs on foot because you get their extra attack, they become super killy, and if not, they're going to die. If you've got cav, you've got defense 4 on top and bottom, so they're both going to die. Why not just spam your numbers? Because in the UK, we love our numbers, so why not just have maybe 2 or 3 hunter orcs on fell warg, and then the rest just fell wargs, orcs, and Gundabad orcs.
I think you put like Azog and a couple of mounted dudes and a couple of wargs in a warband to go be speedy somewhere.
Yeah.
And then potentially a captain on foot, a hunter. I would go maybe, because then you got to think, right? So do you want someone who's good for like assassination?
Yeah.
Like a hunter or captain, because he's got 3 attacks on foot. He's got 3 strength 5 attacks on foot. He's an absolute killing machine.
Yeah.
Are they strength 5 as well?
Yeah, because normal hunter orcs are strength 4. So they got strength 5.
Oh, nice.
That's so good.
So yeah, strength 5 with 3 attacks is just a little murder ball. We talked about it when you were a captain. Yeah. And this guy's only 55 points. Like he's a bargain.
Yeah.
Everyone always thinks about like Thimble and Narzug and how good they are. But actually just standard 100 captains are banging. They're really good.
Yeah.
And you can either then just like spam hunter orcs, or I've been tempted to run it all mounted.
Ooh.
Because what you can do then is you wait for your opportunity to charge. You charge in, and then the second turn you go, I'm going first again. See you later.
Yeah.
They're not cheap though, are they?
They're not cheap.
16. Yeah.
Because we're not compared them to a Warg Rider who's 11 points, 13 points, you give him a shield and a throwing spear. Whereas these guys are like, what, 14 points base? And
16 with the hunt. Yeah, because you're basically paying.
You pay for both separate sections and combine it.
I mean, Fell Sight is brilliant. Fell Sight's one of my
amazing.
favourite rules in the game. But when you lose their sort of knife fighter thing, and they're quite brittle, so if they lose that combat, they get charged, you're going to go for the rider.
That style of it entirely revolves around going, I'm going to march turn 1.
Yeah.
Turn 2, I'm going to charge you. Turn 3, I'm going to charge you again, having done my thing. And then either you're dead or I'm dead. One of the two.
Yeah.
Because you think you'll save that like the Azog special rule for like late game, but actually what you want to use that early game, do as much damage as possible to start.
Big burnout, yeah.
And then because I ran it with Keeper of the Dungeons the time I tested it, and he's just so much fun because you get the more kills you get, the better he gets.
Baby Bolg.
Yeah. I mean, the only problem is that fate is just zero fate is just gonna you have to keep him back, like hidden away for a while. Because I played against the fiefdoms one game, and like Twin here just like was gonna shoot me to bits, so I just had to like redeploy my whole army to the other half of the board and just hide from that. But I think that's the big problem with this army is if it comes against like the Rangers of Mirkwood, Legendary Legion, it's just gonna be torn to shreds basically.
I really hope the 2 new legions come against each other.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
With the list that we've talked with that are playing, I prefer the one that's got slightly more numbers in the bows. I just think it's more well-rounded because the other one, the one that's got the fast warband and then the slower moving shield wall warband.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I just feel like it's a 650 point list that's not finished. It needs a third warband that's got the bit of range, maybe a few more hunter orcs in there.
Yeah.
And that would make it, I think it make it a great list. It has all the tools that you want from Azog's Legion.
So you're backing that second one, yeah?
I prefer out of the two. I prefer the second one. I think, like you say, you want to go in hard and do that damage early. I think Hunter Orcs are the ones to do that with because you want to be winning those combats. You know, it's got pace. It's got Azog to be chewing through people. It's got a load of Hunter Orcs on foot whose damage output is very similar to when they're on horse. They just don't get the knockdown, but they've still got the dice. So when you got 2 dice from a Hunter Orc, compared to 2 dice on a charge from a regular warg, but you're getting that for half the price. You're getting 2 of them. You know.
Yeah. You can still get your 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Your four strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also this is another list that works better at lower points. I think at higher points you want to be taking the trolls, the ogres, you know, all the juicy stuff that's in the Legion.
At the high points, you want to be taking all the trolls in the
so
you know me so
just going to throw it out there, but at 450 points, I love bringing 2 ogres as well. Boy, is it fun!
That's just.
But you can't afford to stomp through your own troops, can you? Is it just stomping through theirs?
That's what do you mean?
So ogres, I always thought they would benefit for them. They're the like the smaller base lads, right?
They've got the Goblin Town Rule where they can like push through.
Yeah.
I don't use them for that. I use them to just toss people to each other.
Oh, can they do that?
Because they're strength 6. So if you throw models into their combat,
of course, it's
the old cave troll trick. So you can just knock down all the dudes in combat with them and stuff. So they're just great fun. You can't deal with 2 ogres and like Azog or Wolg. Just can't.
No, not that low points.
The only other thing we need, we mentioned the Keeper Dungeons. He brings a heroic strike to the game.
Yeah.
So where you've got Azog, you want it to be like it's weird. The one thing I feel like when I look at Pits of Doggledore is I look at it and go, right, Azog, you've got him doing heroic combats all the time. That's great. But if you look at Azog and Bolg, Azog kills heroes, Bolg kills troops.
Yeah.
So Azog's the guy who wants to go and kill your heroes.
Yeah,
so you put him doing heroic combats all the time. He's not killing the heroes. He's going for troops and munching through them. And it's like, it's not quite what I want him to do, you know?
I think he does miss Master of Battle. But I do think it's actually, I originally thought, no Master of Battle. Like, why would you take this Legion? But, you know, speaking to Zahir on the train, heading to Swindon, it's not an easy decision. And actually it gives people who play Azog lots of choice. But, you know, you either take him with that 6 might points, spending it on strikes or moves and stuff because you've got your free combats, or dice roll changes. In my notes, if you've got 6 heroic combat, if you've got 3 heroic combats and all you're going into regular troops, just save your 6 might to make sure you win those fights and get your kills.
And also the thing is, you know, like against heroes, that 6 might is just phenomenal. I mean,
you could get your combat off, right?
Terrible rolling. When, like, you know, just having those two might.
You chuck him into like a Fellowship Boromir or something, and he can definitely just. It's like, well, Fellowship Boromir is the good example of the same dude. Like, you can kill stuff like that still.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've probably talked about Azog way too much.
Yeah.
Army of Thraw. So Thraw himself, 13 Grim Hammers who have all got the Guardians of the King upgrade, which makes them whatever it makes them really good.
4.
Yeah.
And throwing weapons. Oh, do they always have throwing weapons?
They always have the throwing weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 Warriors of Erebor with Spear and Shield. 1 Warrior of Erebor with Shield. Captain with Shield. 12 Warriors of Erebor with Spear and Shield. So he's got 13, 16, 17, 29, 31 models altogether. Which is great.
Great.
And
when they're all
what a model.
Army of Thraw is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
In like 30 odd models at 500 points with defense 7 is just so good.
However, would you drop maybe 2 Grimhammers to replace. Oh, it might be more, 2 or 3 to replace that captain with a young Dwellin.
With a young Dwellin or a young Gloin.
Yeah, just because they munch through people, or do they? I imagine they don't have March, so maybe that captain's in there for the March.
The captain's in there for the March.
Yeah.
Like I reckon, I've seen this list a few times from different people. Like I've played against it at various points levels from different people, like similar iterations on Army of Thraw, and the captain's in there purely for the March.
Yeah.
You look at scenarios like Storm the Camp, and the best you can do is a draw, unless you march and force an engagement.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I'm playing against this on Storm the Camp, I'm going, right, I'm sitting here, come to me.
Yeah, and I'll run round you. As soon as you've created a gap, I'll try and run round you and I'll still beat you to the camp.
Or I'll just shoot you by the time you get here. Because by the time your little stumpy dwarf legs get there, unless it's me rolling it into the west, I will kill half of your models by the time you get there. I played Curtis at something similar with my Corsairs and loads of crossbows and his little dwarf list. Yeah. And they got across and only lost like one dude running a crossbow gauntlet, and it was stupid.
I think I had as many shooting kills as you. I think I had 2 with my 3 bowmen.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Not a good weekend.
Thoughts on that list? The Army of Thraw?
Do you want to go first?
I think it's really good. Like, I think that army, I mean, the only problem I have with the army is that you've got strength 3 dwarves, which is ridiculous because, you know, they should just be strength 4 basic. But yeah, like, I mean, the amount of models you can get in that list, I mean, except for in the movement scenarios, that's just going to hit like a sledgehammer, you know, that is going to just knock everything for 6. You know, especially with the 13 strength 4s with throwing weapons as they go in. And then having the spear supports behind them, just giving them those extra couple of attacks where you need them.
Yeah. And then don't forget, the Guardians of the King have that thing where they can piercing strike as well.
Yeah.
They can go to strength 5.
Thraw's banner as well for the army bonus, is that 6 inches?
Yeah.
Which is huge. To get that banner on them. And where I think this list is, you know, it has advantages over other dwarf factions like Khazad-dûm or Kings of Moria. He's got, is it 12 spears in that Captain's Warband?
Yeah.
So he's got so much flexibility in terms of how they rank up. They can all support each other. And rather than just having 2 dice because of the support, he's got that 6-inch banner from Thraw, who's you know doing a lot of work himself anyway. So he's got 3 dice in that fight. You know, if he's not winning it with fight 4, he's not dying either because he's defense 7.
There's 15 spears in the list too,
which is
so everyone have a spear support.
Everyone has a hedgehog, don't you? You know, detective games. Spikes out, huddle up, Thraw's banner in the middle. My only worry is smart players will kite the shit out of this.
Yes, they will kite the sugar out of it. You're right.
Sorry.
Yes. What you end up getting with this list is exactly to say. It's very, very, very solid. There's no frills. There's no spills. Now this, my friend, is your chocolate digestive. It might not even be a chocolate digestive. It might just be a standard digestive.
Yeah.
It's your old dependable. Every Dan's got one in the cupboards. You know, it'll come out. It'll get the job done. Will it win you the event? I don't know. Will you have fun? I don't know. but you won't lose. So it's all right, you know? And if that's your aim, is to come somewhere in the middle, have a fun little time playing a game, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah. And I don't think you see lots of Army of Thraw because people like to take Dane a lot, for instance, if they're taking Hobbit Dwarves. Or if they're taking Lord of the Rings dwarves, you know, Durin or Balin. So you know what? I'm pleased to see Army of Thraw on the table as well.
Yeah, I am too, except I do lose them a lot. So, you know, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just really, really solid. No frills, no spills. We're going to beat you up. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go share screen again. It's exciting. Got one I can share on the big screen. Here we go. Share screen. Hey, there we go. We've got Arnor, guys. Arnor at 500 points.
I wonder who's
listed. The big spender over here.
Arnor are really strong at low points. So you got Arvidui, who's a 3 heroic striker. He's base fight 5, I believe. He's real good, man. In his warband, you have got 8 Arnor warriors with spear and shield, 1 Arnor warrior with a banner, and 4 Arnor rangers with spears. Lots of spears.
Yeah.
Lots of spears. Then you've got a captain of Arnor. He has got a shield. He's got 4 rangers with spears and 5 warriors with spear and shield. Nope. I want to go down. Then you've got Malbeth. Malbeth, who everyone who doesn't know, he gives everyone a 5-up. You don't die save. So if they get murdered on a 5-up, no, they don't. And that's not murdered, it's lose a wound, which is really important.
Yeah.
Then you've got 3 rangers with spear in there and 7 warriors with spear and shield. So every single model basically has a spear. You have got an awful lot of them as well. What's that? 7 plus 8 is 15.
What's the final model count on this one?
I'm in the middle of counting that out. 7 plus 8 is 15. Plus over 5 S. You got 20 standard warriors, a banner to 21, and then 3, 7, 11 rangers. So is that 32 plus Malbeth captain and thing? So 35 altogether.
So it's in our upper end.
It's
so
very much in the upper end.
It's a horde that's fight 4, D6. Pretty much everyone has spears, and you've got 11 bows which are hitting on 3s.
Yeah. And you got a 5
and
up.
then you've got that 5-up save on everything with like 6 inches. It's ridiculous.
It's so good.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, like, everything's got a spear, so you can literally just support any direction you want. It's just,
Yeah. And as I rudely found out the other day, Hatred Angmar.
I was just about to say that comes up so much these days.
Yeah.
It's, it's a good way to counter that because it's a solid army against anyone. And then against Angmar, they're just rerolling everything to wound.
I think they've got one massive weakness is they've got a really low courage.
Yeah.
Now, Arvidui gives them fearless. So they're all right. But you've got to stay next to Arvidui to get that.
Yeah.
And then to get your 5-up save, you've got to stay next to Malbeth. So one of the slight problems this list has is it really, really wants to be in a big ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another hedgehog, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought would be really gushing over this list because at 500 points, Arnor is just so good because of the amount of models that are pretty decent you can get in it. So I've come up with a few criticisms in my notes.
Okay.
The first one, it really relies on the combat prowess of Arvidui. He's 3 attacks, fight 5, and the captains are very good, fight 5 as well, 2 attacks. But for your striking hero, any sort of, if you're looking to challenge a monster or you're looking to challenge an enemy big hitter, which you won't get many at 500 points, I'll concede that. You are, you're relying on Arvidui to take on Azog, really, because Azog will chomp through even with the old 5+ saves. He'll get his 2 kills to be able to then move on into his next combat. So that's one concern. The second, this 5-up save. So it's an active special rule, a very good active special rule, but this means it can be easily turned off with a simple transfix, compel, paralyze, anything like that, which can essentially deactivate active special rules. And Malbeth has only got 2 will. So he's only got 2 will to defend that rule. So if you've got a Witch King or you've got even a budget Wraith who's throwing 3+ transfixes and it's a turn you want to sort of do some damage, transfix Malbeth. Or early game, just throw some transfixes at him, get him to spend that will. Even if he gets one of those back on a 6, you often might, if you've got those spells in your arsenal, you will outwill Malbeth. So I think in that instance, it can quite easily be turned off.
So when I've played against a very similar list on the channel before, but slightly more points. The very first thing I did with my Witch King was I zap willed Arvidui. Because I went, right, if I take all of your will away, Arvadui, you're now transfixed over there somewhere, and you can't strike me. Which is the first step of your kind of, you rely on the combat prowess of Arvadui.
Yep.
Right, he's gone. He's out of the picture. He's done.
You've dealt with him.
Yeah, you're my puppet now. You've got no will left because he's only got 2 will as well. So you can just deal with him instantly, right? Then you turn at Malbeth and go, right, Malbeth, you're next. Unfortunately, my Witch King died.
I was about to say, I was just keeping my mouth shut. I didn't want to like rain on your brain.
my Witch King then massively whiffed and failed to kill.
But anyone who's watched that video, you can't say the Witch King did anything wrong there. That is bad dice.
Yeah, it's just straight up, just fully whiffed it. But it's to echo your point. That's exactly what I would do against this list. Is right, Arvadui out of the way. Malbeth, you're down next. And the first thing I said when this person suggested this list was, "Oh yeah, but Malbeth was active, right? Cool, okay." Nice. Good to know. And you get people like Floy, Stonehand, if he ever turns up anywhere, we'll just turn on and go, no.
Yeah, switch that off.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really good list, but there's a few little like holes. Fortunately, there isn't that much good magic kicking around at 500 points. So there's that. I don't know. I think we've only got 2 or 3 spellcasters coming.
So there's an Angmar list, which I assume has the Witch King.
Yes.
So,
and then the Radagast with Thranduil.
And there's a Radagast list with Thranduil.
Yeah.
No, the Harad list doesn't have the Betrayer.
The Harad list does not have a Betrayer. Ooh. I don't believe.
No, he doesn't. It's a King, Chieftain, and a Taskmaster.
Yeah, it's pure Horde.
Yeah.
So I think there's a Gandalf.
Elrond. But different types of spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Gandalf.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course, in the Shire list, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
but spoilers. But yeah. So that's Arnor. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
We'll do this next one real quick because I think we'll just whistle stop over it, hopefully. Rivendell Knights. Elrond on horse, 14 Rivendell Knights. They've all got shields. One of them's got a banner. Done.
Yeah.
We briefly talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Sweaty voice spam, innit?
It is. It's an old school, like, Hobbit era list. If you look at like a lot of the old battle reports from 4 or 5 years ago, like this list is coming up a lot. Perhaps not so much anymore. Maybe it's the game style people aren't interested in as much. But for someone like me, I would struggle to play with this list purely on the basis I'd be thinking, hey, I'm fight 5 with lances. I should be charging in. When really, when you've only got 11, 12 models, you want to soften them up. You really want to soften them up before you then go charging in. Because as soon as you lose a few, you get trapped. Yeah, you lose heroic move off. He's only got 3 might as well with Elrond.
Yeah.
But he's got foresight.
He's got his foresight.
He does have foresight.
Don't forget the foresight, yeah.
Does,
so I played against Rivendell Knights a few times. I played against Rivendell Knights when I was using Bolg and Foot Hunter Orc spam on foot.
Right.
I was broken by the time I got across the table.
He just shot you to pieces.
Yeah, just absolutely. I mean, he rolled hot, but just absolutely rinsed the Hunter Orcs. Then I played against him again with a like slightly different style. He rolled very poorly for his foresight at the start of the game. If he rolled like a 1 or a 2 on his foresight, he didn't use those 1 or 2 as perfect as he should have done. And I closed the gap rapidly and then pinned him, and it just capitulated. Yeah. And the way I think that's the 2 ways this goes. You either have a great time and the guys are dead by the time they get to you, or you don't.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah. If you've got the patience to kite with it, I think you can do really, really well. If you can, you want to be circling your enemies, soften them up, throw in a Wrath of Bruin if you need to, and then charge what's left. But like you say, you lose those foresight points. You lose a move off, which means that they can charge you. Your dice will whiff. The banner can't get every knight in it because they've got the 40 mil bases. So
yeah.
Basically, if you make one little mistake, you are done.
Yeah.
Toast.
And I think it's like very much like Curtis said about play style. If you want to just be kiting around and you're there to play gaming, then shoot. But if you're like, you like getting stuck in and stuff, that's not the list for you. But
even though it sounds like
but,
it should, right? Because of the fight,
because the
fives with the
lances,
lances.
But the thing is, when you overstretch yourself, you've only got 14 models, and even if you're playing against another low model count army, they still probably trap you a couple of times, and get the odd kill here or there, and you're feeling that after a while.
On average, looking at our things, you're outnumbered 2-1 in every game. So you're needing every single one of those elves to kill at least one thing on the way into before it gets to you.
Yeah,
and if you do that, you win.
Yeah, you will. If you don't, you'll lose.
Yeah.
So this all depends on the board and the mission, basically. And I can promise you, we're playing with some fairly dense terrain on some of these tables. So
that's what I like to hear.
Was that after you saw the lists, or was that
no?
Before?
I've got some tables which are going to be quite open. So I'm going for like a dead marsh kind of vibe on one of them, which is going to be very open. And I've got some which are going to be tight city fights. Because it rewards everyone then. There's no point. If you make your board, all the boards the same, then one army will come to the top. You put slightly too much trade on it, then that dwarf list we saw earlier is going to win because it can just park itself in an alleyway and you can't get past it.
Yeah.
If you make it too open, Mirkwood Rangers will win because they'll just sit there and go, bang, you're all dead. See you later.
Yeah.
So a little bit of variety is what you need, basically.
And as a player, you want to play on variety, don't you? You want to play on different tables.
Like I've got a nice on hen table. If you bring in lots of scouts, it's going to be really fun to play on. I've got like a little bit of I've got a nice desert board. So if you bring in Harrod, it's going to be fun to play on.
Jiggery pokery for round one and have alerts on that table.
Yeah, I might do. I might pick the tables round one. Yeah, I'll put them on the right ones. Make sure they've got like a themey little table first games. Like I'll make sure the Harrod guys are playing on Harrod and stuff. It'll be fun. But I might do. We'll see. Minas Tirith at 500 points. If you're going to pretend you haven't seen this list, I know you have. If you're bringing Minas Tirith at 500 points, what would you bring?
Boromir with the banner.
I would do the same. Boromir with a banner, or Ingold and Hurin.
I'll take Boromir and Ingold.
Boromir and Ingold.
There's two real options in there, really. You either go Boromir and like fight 5 troops spam with like Fountain Court, or cheap heroic striking heroes like Irelas and Hurin in that. Spam multiple 3-might striking heroes and then just hoard it out. I think anyway. So this Minas Tirith point at 500 points has got Aragorn, King Elisar as their leader on Armored Horse. They've got 2 knights with shields, 4 Fountain Court with shield, 8 warriors with shield, and 4 warriors with shield and spear. So 8 warriors at the front, 4 Fountain Court, and 4 shield and spear. So a mix of fight 4 in where you need it. He's then got Anborn, who's the ranger hero with a 3-point of might, and 6 Rangers of Gondor, one of whom's got a spear. So depending on the layout, you can put those Rangers of Gondor in behind your warriors and then the whole thing's fight 4. Or you can put them off to the side and have a little separate warband getting a shooting lane down. Aragorn and 2 knights, so you've got 3 cav in there. Model count, what was the model count on this one? 26 models.
So I think did you say that they've got like a front line of just sword and shield, and then you've got 2 spear and shield normal guys, and then 4 Fountain Court?
So you got 8 sword and shield at the front, and then 4 spear and shield and 4 Fountain Courts who are shield and spear.
That's actually quite clever in terms of keeping shield wall, because then you've got everyone can have 2 2 guys in base contact to get that +1 defense.
It's quite smart. Fight 4 potentially in
and then in the middle, the fight 4 hopefully will be pushing forward. So I mean it's not bad, but I think Aragorn is too expensive for this thing, because the only problem with Minister of is fight 3. It's just not gonna get.
It goes. I think Aragorn goes one of 2 ways here. He's another one of these. It's like Azog. A lot of armies won't be able to stop him.
No.
Lurtz of Scouts are going to really struggle to stop Aragorn. If he gets cooking, he will just rinse you. And that Arnold list is going to really struggle to stop Aragorn.
Yeah.
Like, however, Assault on Helm's Deep gets lucky. Aragorn's gone. See you later.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's on his bum, strolling across the table. So yeah.
I'm gonna defend this list. I
thought I was being nice.
I didn't think I was being that horrible.
I first read it and I was like, I'm not sure about this. Aragorn at this points level, are your numbers enough? Like what they're doing. And then the more and more I looked at the detail of this, I actually think it's a really cleverly constructed list. At 500 points, I don't think anything, apart from Azov maybe, is dealing with Aragorn. I think he is such a good hero. King Elisar as well is a banner.
Yeah,
so
6-inch banner.
Your goblin points up there as well. So sorry, you instead of having to bring a banner, he's there as well. You obviously you lose your VPs. And
Aragorn, King Elisar is the difference in points between him and normal Aragorn is the exact amount of points as it is to get a Ride of Rohan with banner. Fun fact, learned that the other day.
Oh,
yeah,
from your imps list.
Yeah, from my imps list. Yeah, I was like, I could put Aragorn in a banner, and it's like, hang on, that's the exact same as that. Elisar it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does Elisar count as a banner to himself as well? Because it just says friendly models, doesn't it? So he counts as a friendly model.
Elisar's a banner to himself, and he's got his heroic actions are just stellar. Like he's got every heroic action in the world.
Heroic everything.
Yeah. And even though this list looks like it's got 4 points of might, because Amborn only has 1 point, you've actually got 4 asterisks, because of course you've got Mighty Hero, which is insane. So you're either using that to challenge a move, or if you've saved it, use it as your strike. And then Amborn, he's that killing might.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think what you're using it for. You're using it to either, I rolled a 2, I'll make it into a 3, so at least I've got a shot. Or I rolled a 5, needed a 6. Well, there's my free might. And
I wouldn't be surprised if this list uses 10 plus might every game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's quite cleverly constructed. We've already talked about how, like you said, Zahir, about the shield wall, and then being able to put Fight 4 in the gaps where you need it. Yeah. And then having that little band of rangers, they're also Fight 4. And some of those lads have got spears, but they're just going to be popping shots in the into the flanks. And because his model count in the fight is relatively low, and he's probably being outnumbered there will be spare guys for him to shoot. There will be spear supports for him to shoot. So if he has, Aragorn chomping down one flank, bows on the other flank well positioned, he actually ends up pincering his opponents when they probably thought, I've got loads of models, I'll be able to swallow him up.
The other thing that people often misjudge with shield wall and stuff, it's a fun one for you. Knights of Minas Tirith have the shield wall rule. So Knights of Minas Tirith, if you stick them next to, like, on the edge of your flanks,
interesting.
They can give shield wall to the chaps in the.
Isn't that only when it's on foot though?
No, it doesn't say the
in
guys.
The wall it says.
So
you only gain the benefit. So you only gain the benefit when you're on foot. It doesn't say the guys who you're touching have to be on foot.
Oh, okay.
Fairly confident on this because I've done it several times. So if you put the Knights of Minas Tirith on the side,
you know what you're like.
So they stay at defense 6, but the guy they're touching goes to defense 7.
Yeah. So you can use them as like buffers on the sides to like keep your shield wall in for those guys.
Yeah. And they've got nice big bases to stop people from running around the back as well and trying to.
And if you're doing like Season of Prize, Aragorn and them go up. They dismount. Aragorn will take you.
I think this list has everything. The only thing it doesn't have is a high model count, but it's got things to deal with that. I know Goblin Town isn't at the event, but like, Aragorn becomes a bloody great beast of Gorgoroth when he comes up against Goblin Town.
To be fair, and I know it was like this list. This chap is probably our most experienced like tournament player that we have locally.
And I'm not surprised with how it's been constructed. I was
a veteran of many Ardacons and things. This chap.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it I think in a good player's hands, it could do a lot of damage.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. It's like knowing that now, it changes a lot because I think low model count is really hard to get. But
were you saying low? What was it 26 models?
but just below average.
Yeah, it's pretty bang average, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was a lot less.
It feels low because we know that average has been affected by a couple of 40 model lists as well. So to me, it feels low. It won't. You either have the same amount of models or less. There's not many occasions where you have more.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Defenders of Helm's Deep. Such a good legend region before I even said anything else.
Yeah.
So Theoden with a shield, on foot, vibing, because everything's got to be on foot in this one.
Yeah.
You've got Haleth, who is the child, who goes, "Oh, this is a nice sword," even though it's clearly not a nice sword. It looks horrible and I hate it. You've got 5 royal guards.
It's good guy Aragorn being friendly.
Yeah. It's like when he says, anyway, this is nice soup. Yeah. You've got 5 royal guard and throwing spear. You have got 10 warriors of Rohan with shield and throwing spear. One of them is vibing with a banner. You have got Haldir. He's got 5 warriors with shields, warriors of Rohan, I assume, with shields and 3 with throwing spears. And 7 Galathrium warriors with bow and spear. So he has got an awful lot of models.
30 odd
models. He's got elves in there to give him fight 5. In this legion, if you didn't know, the throwing spears count as spears as well. So you have got 10, 15, 20 throwing spears. 18 throwing spears in there. You've got 7 bows. And the bows get +6, or is it all range?
They get 30. All bows get
+6 inches.
Yeah.
To their range, so they're 30-inch elf bows.
So you can kill if you've got 7 bows in there. They're hitting on 3 pluses. So say you Haldir. So he's got 2 shots.
And Haldir gets 2 as well.
Yeah, 9. So you're hitting with 4.5, and when you're up against that Mirkwood Rangers, you could get 3 kills, maybe 2 or 3 kills before they're even in range.
Yeah. I think the only critique, and this is ridiculously small thing, is just taking 33% bows in that legion. Yeah. I think you need to have that third just to get that extra kill.
And this guy could have done that, right? He's got a lot of Rohan in Theoden's warband. He's got 15 models.
He's got 15 models and 12, so he's got 29 warriors and 7 with elf bows. So he can pump it up a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to no, it's warriors, isn't it? So we go to 9 bows, so we can add 2 more.
Yeah. It rounds up, so 3.
You could have 10.
3 more, so you have 10. So you got 7.
But I mean, that's just a tiny little thing, I don't think it, but equally they're 12 points a model, so you could be, that's 3 or 4 Rohan warriors, So
I like how he has 20 throwing spears in this list.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He has 18.
Who doesn't have a throwing spear?
2 of the warriors.
Okay.
So in Haldir's warband, it says 5 warriors with shield, 3 with throwing spear.
Okay. That must be a thing.
Yeah. 18 throwing spears is insane.
Yeah. If they're 8 inches out, they can just throw a spear, and then
you're shooting them with your elves at first, and then they get just out of charge range, and you throw your spears. That might give you a chance to at least move maybe your archers back a little bit, so they could get another set.
This is a truly disgusting ranged threat.
Yeah. It really, really is.
It really is. The Defenders of Helm's Deep Legion is really good. This chap as well is another one of those proper tournament vets. He's coming down to see us. He's not from our local players. But yeah, he's a veteran of many tournaments. I think he's above both of us in the rankings here.
I'm not as serious about this as you, mate. I hadn't heard about it until about a month ago, 2 months.
I've only been to 4 tournaments. That's a lie. That's that. That's going to do really well, I reckon.
I think it's what makes the Defenders of Helm's Deep really hard is they've got at 500 points. you've got so many great heroes you can choose from. And I think what this guy's cleverly done, he's gone for 2 strikers, but one of them doesn't need to spend his might on strike because the other one has it.
Yeah.
Théoden's going up to fight 6 when Haleth is in combat, plus a load of fight 5. The Royal Guard around him. And they're both relatively cheap to allow you to keep that model count high, the number of shots relatively high. So, rather than going for Aragorn or 100-point Legolas, I think it's a smartly built list.
Don't the Royal Guard only get the +1 fight when they're on cavalry?
I thought all Rohan friendly models. So not when they're near Théoden, when they're near Haleth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He needs to be in combat. Yeah.
If you get Haleth in combat, and then you've got Théoden and those Royal Guard near him,
So the other thing you can do with this is quite fun, is put gambling in there.
Yeah.
Because then gambling gives Haleth, because the guy said Haleth only got 1 might. If you play it at higher points, that's like the really sweaty thing to do, is to bring Aldor, who's the bow guy who gets 3 points, a 3-point of might to use his bow. But then he could use 1 as well. So he can use like 2 points of might on his shooting every turn, and gambling just goes, here's another one. And you can just use 2 points of might on that every turn. It's really, really sweaty, and I love it.
Or you could use this might to call a heroic move, and then once that's burnt, then you just give him another one. Use him to move, burn it, move.
That's what you do with Haleth, You just
Théoden saves his first for striking.
It? Does Haleth have defense?
I don't have the stats in front of me, but it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of these budget heroes do have defense or resolve.
I feel like he's got 1 really useful heroic. I can't remember which one it is. It might be defense.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He has got defense as well.
He's got defense, So he just sits there. You chuck him into combat with 1 dude, call a heroic defense. Next turn, do it again. Next turn, do it again. If you've got gambling nearby, but he doesn't, so
But he doesn't need him.
Be fun.
He doesn't need him. He's got.
No, he doesn't need it. He's gonna have a great time. I'm gonna do my favourite list.
Oh yeah, go on.
Not favourite competitive wise, because I think it will do quite well. It's just favourite because it's really fun. Basically, right. The Shire.
Yes.
The Shire, but yay oldie Shire, everyone's favourite. So we have got Bandabras Turk. Nice. On a horse, leading 10 Hobbit militia with axes, so they can go up to that sweet strength 3, and 5 Hobbit sheriffs. You've then got Gandalf the Grey in his cart, just vibing, chucking out fireworks everywhere. You've got a Hobbit archer with a war horn. You've got 9 Hobbit archers, and you've got 5 sheriffs. So you've got just a whole bunch of hobbits there. What's that? 15, 30 sheriffs, 30 hobbits straight away. Gambling and Bandabras. Bandabras is a beast for a hobbit.
40 points, strength 3, courage 5. He's charging on his horse.
Has he got 3 attacks?
Just 2 attacks, 2 wounds.
2 attacks.
But for hobbits, that's pretty good.
Yeah, mate. He's like a little combat beast.
And I didn't realise he's a striker as well. So if there's only fight 3, if you've got a load of hobbits with him and you send him into a hero who's fight 5, fight 6, he can match him, take him on, beat him.
Or chuck a transfix with Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah,
all that.
Yeah, cheeky immobilize, and then Bandabras in, strikes up. That thing's gonna get a trap off. Well, and you're knocking him prone.
Yeah.
Piercing strike, 2-handing, off you go.
Yeah.
And then backing it up, he has got 2 Dunedain warbands. One's bringing 5 sheriffs, and the other one's bringing 3 more Hobbit archers and a sheriff. So altogether, he has 39 warriors, 4 heroes, so 43. So this is our highest model count. 43 models. He has got an awful lot of bows. 10 in that warband and 3 down there. So 13 bows plus the 2 Dunedain, so 15 bows altogether.
10 out of 10 for style. 10 out of 10. This is what biscuit is this? This is Jammy Dodger. It's something with bells and whistles on it.
No, this is like a Garibaldi.
Garibaldi, yes, absolutely.
Might not actually be that good, but boy, does it look fancy.
Yeah.
People are going to respect you just
rule for next time is everyone eat before they come on this.
I did.
Yeah, I did as well. Just always thinking about biscuits.
Yeah.
Good.
This is like, you know, when you have like this is like a deconstructed sandwich. You know, when you go to those places?
Yes. I think Gandalf the Grey is really good in this list to provide support to that the horde of hobbits that you've got.
Yeah.
Because what I've found, or what I've seen, I've never played hobbits, but you can throw all these hobbits into a fight and they shield, or it's a hero, and you know they get a 5, they might up to a 6, and there's literally nothing those hobbits can do. Even the heroes have a hard time in then even competing that, and then they just bounce off. But when Gandalf's there, suddenly those moments are far more dangerous to the opponent because he throws a transfix in there, or he throws out a sorcerer's blast to create a hole that lets more hobbits in. You know, he plays such a good support role in that. And even when you start running out of hobbits, you've got your staff of power, he can still be, you know, if one particular flank is struggling, he can start supporting that flank. So yeah, I really like it. It's a 10 out of 10 for style. And actually, I think it could do pretty well.
Yeah. And fireworks are just so annoying. They're just like, they're not really consequential, but they're just annoying. When you get hit in the face with a firework, it's just like, why?
What's the effect of fireworks?
You can be in combat and you can shoot it into it anyway. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I played against it recently.
It's like a strength 2 hit or something, isn't it? It's a really like gentle. It's just a really gentle hit.
Oh yeah,
it's really annoying.
Strength 2 hit. Yeah. It's just a little.
More up strength 2 hit, but you know, it's like that one time it gets a 6. And it's just like, why?
It's just really irritating.
And then take out force or something, you know.
The other thing people will forget about, there's 30 throw stones there in that first. Well, there's 38, isn't there? 38 throw stones. 39 warriors plus Banderas, so 40 throw stones.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. And what's the range on a throw stone? Is it 6 inches or 8 inches?
8.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
That's nice. When you got a hobbit that moves 4.
Yeah.
I've got the hobbit.
Yes,
8 strength 1.
Strength 1.
Yeah, 8-inch strength 1. So people are like, oh, strength 1, isn't it? But it's 40 of them.
Yeah. And they're hitting on 3 pluses, so
yeah. Some of them are going to get through.
Yeah.
And 20 hits, you need 6s, that's 3 or 4.
I think 20 dice, the probability of getting a 6 starts hitting like 97, 98%. So
yeah. Well, if you think about it, like 1 in 6, isn't it? So you've got 18. You need to get 18 hits to get 3 6s.
Yeah, you're expecting to be getting 8.
So that's Theoden's horse is gone.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of thing, and that is game changing. So
yeah.
Throw stones, mental. Hobbits are so good, man. Honestly, I love them. And you got a couple of those, like got a bunch of might in here as well. Has Banderas got 3 or has he got 2?
He's only got 2.
You got 2 from him, 3 from Gandalf, and 1 from each of Dunedain.
1 from the only thing that you don't get from the Dunedain that's so good in a Rangers list is they get that 2 attacks on foot, don't they?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they don't get that here. But they are a shooting option that's got slightly longer range. They do have that point of might, which is so handy when you just need to call a move somewhere, or
combine like all of these shooting, and then all of like Gandalf's support, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
You look at this list and you go, any tools that your opponent's brought to the party isn't going to get to have any fun with.
No.
Like you look at Azog and you go, Azog, you're in trouble, mate.
Yeah.
You're getting all of these bows are going straight at your warg, and then you're only defense 5. So all of these strength 1 throw stones only need 6s.
Yep.
And then Gandalf's going to sit here and go, cool, immobilize.
Or you put you try and hide Azog from the shooting by putting him behind warriors. Gandalf just Sorcerer's Blast one of those warriors into him, knocks him off.
Yeah, only good thing about that Legion is you do get resistance to magic.
Yeah, the resistance to magic is massive.
Good. Yeah. Like, because having that on warriors is just like so good. Because that's what most people do. Sorcerer's Blast it into your hero on horse, and you beat them.
But Sorcerer's Blast is going off on a 5, so if it's going off and you've only got that 1 dice on a regular warrior, it's good, but it's not reliable. It's not reliable.
No, definitely not. But it just can be like, that one time.
It comes in clutch, especially if Gandalf's thrown 3 will at it, got a 5, you've rolled 1 dice, got a 5 as well, and suddenly Gandalf's 2 will down.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that will be the only time it happens that you'll get.
The last one we should probably talk about, there's many more obviously, but the last one we'll actually talk about in detail, I think, is probably its Harrod list. Yeah. So this tops our model, it's second on our model count, isn't it? 41 models. So it's just behind the Hobbits. And those models you get instead. So you get a Harrod King on foot. You get 6 Watchers of Kana. It hasn't actually specified as this whether we've got twin blades or bows.
If you look at the bow count on this one, I assume they're twin blades because you think you've got 18 bows. So
it's got to be twin blades. Yeah, I've just done that maths as well. You got 8 warriors with spear and bow. You then got a Harrod Chief on foot. He's got 2 raiders. It says on them. I'm guessing with everything. Yeah. 24 points for 2. That is with everything. 3 warriors with bow. 1 warrior with spear and bow. 5 warriors with spear. 1 warrior with spear and banner. And then a taskmaster with 6 of Bracken Guard and 6 warriors with bow and spear. So 41 models, 18 bows. You've got a king, a chief, and a taskmaster. So you've got a bunch of cheap might just for throwing stuff around. And then you've just got an awful lot of bodies. A lot of them are going to be fight 4 with the Watchers and the Bracken Guard. So you've got like a fight 4 front line and then fight 3 back line with spears and bows, basically across the whole army. It's going to die hard and fast, but it's gonna take you down too. It's just gonna cause a massive cluster in the middle of the table, and everyone's gonna die. It's gonna be glorious.
So the Watchers with the twin blades, that just give them an additional attack?
So that's 2 attacks, yeah. So they're 2 attacks, fight 4, defense 3.
Right, okay, so glass hammer. But he's got the model count, hasn't he? He's got the model count to sort of absorb some of that. My biggest worry with this list is you've got 40 odd models and you've only got 5 points of might. And they're not on strikers. There's no strikers in the list. Your Taskmaster could help out. Maybe that's why he's there to on a 4+ get that might back.
Yeah, this is going to maneuver into position with marchers. The Taskmaster trying to get free might back where it can.
Yeah,
and then it's just going to die in position.
Yeah, which is probably not a bad thing, but especially when you've got your Abracan Guard as well. They can chomp on a flank. There's Burley strength 4 is so good. 18 bows as well. So even if it doesn't march into position, softens your opponent by shooting them, hide all your squishy targets until they get near you, and then you flash kill.
Yeah, you're basically hoping.
Right.
Sorry.
Go.
No,
I'm quite surprised that most Harrod lists you see at least take Suladan. So I'm quite intrigued to see how this plays, because have they got a banner at least in there?
Let me just double check.
Because I didn't.
Yes, there was a warrior.
Yeah, warrior with spear and banner. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just quite surprised because obviously Suladan is so good for his points, and
you take that banner, you take your Harrod King.
Yeah.
Now you've got Suladan.
Yeah.
You might need to lose 2 or 3 models.
Yeah.
But you can afford it. You've still got a really good model count.
Yeah.
You've got an extra point of might and 6-inch banner. Is he a 6-inch banner?
Yeah.
So he's a 6-inch, yeah.
And he actually is a banner
as well.
Actually is a banner.
Got a banner. So it counts as a banner rather than him counting as a banner.
Yeah.
He's actually carrying the banner. So, for VPs as well.
Having used Suladan quite a lot, the only problem with that is it makes him a leader and a banner.
Yeah.
And on the scenarios where you need both of those points, Suladan is one monumental target. And then you're forced to either keep him safe and hide him, and then you're not getting a banner.
Yeah.
Or commit him and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, you can source blast someone into Sully there.
Yeah.
He's off his horse. He's now a target and you can count on him. But I would like to see Suladan or the Betrayer on foot.
Yeah.
Especially when you got 18 bows.
Yeah, I mean, that's so good.
I think it's warband sizes. Because the Betrayer's only got 15. You can bring 15 with the King, so that's 30 models. You still have to put an extra hero in to get the model count up.
And of course, Betrayer's at 120 points, so he is an expensive investment. Suladan with his armored horse and bow is 120 points.
Yes.
But of course, he's that banner, fight 5, he's a striker, he's got march as well. So, even if you were to drop the chieftain instead. Yeah, it's hard with this one because he's got so many models on the table going to be competitive.
Yeah.
And at 500 points, I don't think apart from Azog and Aragorn, which, maybe that's 3 out of 20 lists. So maybe it is a high proportion, but there aren't any monstrous heroes that they might have to deal with. And if the Taskmaster comes off, you've got maybe 7 points of might instead of 5. Yeah. But if none of that comes off and you do come across against an Azog will kill 3 a turn in that, and suddenly your numbers don't look so great.
There is a friend will come in.
Okay.
There's Legolas and Tariel and the Mirkwood Rangers Legion. So they've both got the many blades extra rule thing. You've got an Aragorn, 2 Azogs.
The scouts as well have got
the scouts
high numbers, and
if I was playing Lurtzes or Ugluk scouts and I was looking at this across the table, I'm going,
you're winning everything on 4s.
Lurtz is going, right, I'm marching and I'm banging my drum and I'm in your face and you're dying.
Yeah.
There's not an awful lot you can do about
shots off.
Yeah. No. There is nothing you can do about it. But like we say, a lot of the games it will win just by having pure more models than you and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I've seen you win games like that on your channel. Die on the
I have, yeah. I think when I do like 500 odd points, I think I bring Suladan and the Betrayer, do 2 warbands, and then lots and lots of dudes. But you're low on might and things then.
But that's 5 points as well. Sorry, Zahir.
What's that?
No, go on.
So the Betrayer and Suladan is 5 points. This list with the King, the Chieftain, and the Taskmaster is 5 points plus asterisks because of the Taskmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. But that is a lucky draw, isn't it, with the Taskmaster? It's a 4-up, isn't it?
It's a 4-up. But if you think like how many times you're going to move or march with this list to get it into position for the things, you're probably going to get 1 or 2.
Yeah. You'd expect to be probably spending 7 points of might in this list.
Yeah. But the thing is, you've got to remember that also all of the Haradrim warrior models have got poisoned weapons, not just poisoned bows. Yes. So once your battle lines clash, you can still use the Betrayer to re-roll all wounds.
Do you know what's really good to do that with here?
What?
If you take an all-mounted Harad list and have some war spears and the Betrayer, it's really fun. And people think you're going to kite them, and you don't. And you go, bam.
Yeah.
But also that's just me.
Really bad at casting magic. If you get that lucky transfix off against a hero, or whatever, it can
the
be
one turn it's relevant. Chuck 6 dice at transfix.
Yeah.
Just do it.
But it's all or nothing. That one, isn't it?
It's just a bit of everything. It's just a bit of this is a lot. I don't know. Was it? It's like a custard cream, isn't it?
I don't still know about these bloody
it's all right. You just want a lot of them, just everywhere, loads of it, loads of them.
I think the only problem with evil, and this isn't a problem really, is that you get so much choice in every army, you don't know what you want to take.
Yeah, I know. And
and I would happily take 2 evil armies to a tournament if you could, because it'd just be so much fun. They're so good to they've got so many different. They're a Swiss Army knife, aren't they? They've just got so many different things you can take, and they'll be good.
So Tom. Out of the list that we've talked about so far, the ones that we've gone into detail, So trying to not think about the ones that you know about but haven't come up.
Yeah.
Who would you back to win?
I see. I was about to ask you two the same question. So on pure list, I really like the defenders at Helm's Deep list.
Yeah.
I think that is going to do quite well. I think the Scout Legions always do well at low points. If used correctly, they can do really well at low points. There's a lot of models, they move into position fast and they will just rip through you. So I think those guys will do fairly well just on pure listness. The Azog's ones and the Mirkwood Rangers are really like, that's just a wild card. I'm really interested to see what happens to them. No one really knows yet, you know? And I know at least two out of those three people haven't used that list before.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've actually got 3 armies in the fight. So the Mirkwood Rangers list is mine. That is the exact army that you saw on the channel the other day. So
nice.
Legolas, Tariel, 20 Rangers, and a Sentinel. Done.
Dealt with the Hobbits pretty well, didn't it?
Dealt with the Hobbits pretty well. That's mine. That's being borrowed from me. I've got a guy who's stepping in. He's played like 1 game ever. He's only got the panel field box, so he doesn't really know what's going on. Bless him. He's borrowing my Riders of Theoden Legendary Legion.
So that's a good one to start with, I think.
It just makes you better, right?
Yeah.
And everyone knows what it does. So hopefully, we're all nice people. Someone's going to remind him to go, well, you shout death. Go on.
Yeah.
The only complicated thing I've given is I've also given him Dalewine and Durnhelm. So,
but I think the thing is, at tournaments, it's actually a really good way to like get into it, because like when I started back into it this year, my first game I played with the new edition was a tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I think over a day even, you pick up a lot of stuff. You pick up all the new heroics and all the new bits and pieces of how things move and work. And it's actually a brilliant way to start. It's just like, you know, as long as you've got nice opponents, you can learn a lot in a short space of time. And I would recommend it to anyone.
He's got the panel fields box, so he's got Fed and a bunch of riders. So I took that and I went, right, what we can do here is if you add, he's bought the Durnhelm model himself, so he's got that already. So like if you add in Dalewine and 6 Royal Guards, what you've already got, you can make this list.
Yeah. And you can make it well. You can have fun with it.
I think it's fairly competent. So it's Theoden, Dalewine, Durnhelm. There's 6 Royal Guard in there and 9 riders. And pretty much all of them have thrown spears. There's no banner, but it's like 15 riders, few Royal Guard thrown in, instead of the riders. It's like 18 models. Yeah, solid. Riders of Theoden. It'll do well. Dalewine calling, like, it's not one of those lists that's got, 8 might on paper? But you're going to use like 20.
Yeah.
Because you've got them, you've got the Death, which is going to be an extra 3 might, and then you've got Dalewine's 3 hero combats.
Yep.
If you remember to do them.
Yeah.
I've distracted from the question, sorry. The other list is the Azog's Legion list with bows. I helped him write that. Using the models that he had.
Are you just praising yourself for everything?
No.
When it comes out, when it comes good, yeah.
The one that, well, he's another one who's never he's played like 2 games ever. Yeah. So I know when you're talking about it, I know that one won't do well necessarily because he doesn't really know what he's doing, bless him. He will do well, like he'll have a good time using it and he'll have fun.
And you've given him all the tools to have a go at everything.
It's got a bit of everything. Yeah, that's what I went for. He doesn't have Gundalads with spears because you need to kind of convert them a little bit. That's why they've all got sword and shields. Otherwise, I'd go into the spears, basically. But yeah. So back to your question. Defenders of Helm's Deep.
So that's your number 1.
That's my number 1. And then up in that kind of the top 3, one of the scout lists will get the matchups it needs and get up there, I think. And then I kind of think the Hobbits might get up there, you know?
Yeah.
Them or Arnold.
Right, okay. But okay, I'm gonna call you out. Them or Arnold. I need a top 3 from you.
Arnor.
You've given me 4. Okay,
Is
you're going
this
Arnor.
your channel?
No, sorry.
No, he has talked a lot as well, hasn't he?
Oh no, that's fine. He's got his
all right, Rob Beckett, calm down.
channel, hasn't he?
Zahir, who's going your number 1, mate?
You see, you know what? I've like seen it do really well in tournaments. Is the Assault on Helm's Deep Legendary Legion, the Uruks, and you know what? To be honest with you,
which one?
I'm rooting for the Berserker one. Just because it's a bit of me. It's a bit of me. That's what it is. Like, it's just go for it, and you've got to get into combat straight away with those Berserkers and just tear everyone a new one, because it just looks so much fun.
Curtis, are you writing these down?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
we'll come back to them afterwards.
Yeah.
I think the defenders of Helm's Deep will do really well as well. I think that all those throwing spears, the bows, you're making elf bows better for nothing. And Haldir has obviously got a few juicy rules with Dead and like around. Definitely that one. And I don't know, I'm rooting for the Azog Legion just because I'm going to be taking it soon, and I want that to do well.
So you're probably going for Rob's Azog Legion, which is the one that was seen on the SW Miniatures channel the other day.
Yes. Yeah.
So what was your second one? Sorry, I was writing it down.
Defenders of Helm's Deep.
Defenders of Helm's Deep.
Defenders of Helm's Deep.
No pressure if you're watching. Curtis, who are you going for then?
Right, okay. I'm gonna throw out some curveballs here.
Yeah, go on then.
I'm backing King LSR. He's gonna be my number 1. Yeah.
Ooh.
I know that's such a curveball, because I just feel like it's a really cleverly written list, and whoever's clever enough to write that list is going to be good at playing with it. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
I'm going to go Lurtz's Scouts for number 2.
Yeah. Lurtz is not Uglux.
Not Uglux. I'm being specific here.
Ooh.
Lurtz's Scouts, because I just think at this level they move 8. That everyone will move 8, so they're not leaving any orcs behind. They will find their objectives. They will envelop their enemies. Strength 4. I just think they can do every scenario, and they can do it well. So essentially at this
Tom,
point,
can I ask what the model difference is between Lurtz and Uglux Scouts?
You can ask.
And can you tell me?
Bear with. I'll put them all up on the screen. Actually, should have done this earlier. Then you've got a reference. There you go. So your Uglux Scouts is 34 models, and Lurtz's Scouts is 32.
Okay, because you see, if Uglux was a bit higher, I would be rooting for that. But I think having 32 models with strength 4, fight 4, that's definitely gonna win.
Yeah,
because like Uglux Scouts, you need to be like, if you've got a decent amount of orcs, then that might.
It's almost like a win more, those orcs.
Yeah.
Rather than just a win. That like if you're getting those fights together, you're already killing it.
Yeah, but don't push for it. Just hope.
Let it happen.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
My third list, and I'm going to go with my head, not my heart. My heart says Arnor, because I know who's playing them. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And I want him to do really well.
Of course we want him to do well.
However, my head says Assault on Helm's Deep, Berserker's list.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, yes. I just think 16 of them, 16 of them is essentially 32 models that are Courage 7, Strength 4, with a 6-up save.
So, nice. I like that. Cool. So you two have both you're backing that Assault on Helm's Deep with Berserkers.
I'm backing it to top 3, yeah, definitely.
Nice. I like that. A couple of lists on here that we haven't mentioned. Sorry, there's an Angmar list, which is Witch King on horse, a Captain on Warg, 2 Barrow Whites, and then like 28 models. Yeah, I've moved on. I've skipped past it because basically I think it's too low model count to do Angmar. properly. I would do Witch King Captain Barrow White or Witch King Double Barrow White. I wouldn't do all four.
Yeah, I would
personally.
You need the numbers to protect spellcasters.
Absolutely need those numbers.
And also, you want to be making all your orcs terror causing, so you wouldn't really want a captain personally.
I like the captain.
No, the captain's very important actually. So the captain brings a couple of might in, which the list really needs, and the captain brings March in, which again it really needs. I think Witch King's got March, but you don't want to be using the Witch King's might to do March.
No.
Yeah. In my Mordor list, since at this level, or the one I'll be taking to Reading 555, my little warband with the Orc captain is one of my most useful warbands, and someone told me at a tournament how effective his was. And I just borrowed that, and actually, he's so right.
Orc captain on Warg is like really useful.
Yeah. With a couple of Warg riders in there as well.
Just to shield him a bit.
I could talk about Warg riders all day. They're amazing.
Fiefdom's list is like entirely on foot. It's got I think it's got the 3 minor heroes, so Forlorn, Dwinhere, and Angmor. I think Forlorn's on a horse, probably. Sorry, I'm bodging that. But you can tell because it's got 30 models. I think it's got 10 of each. Like 10 knights on foot, 10 axemen, and 10 bows. So you've just gone for Black Belt spam almost. It'll do all right. It's just not. It's one of them. It'll do well, just not quite well enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
It needs a couple of tabs, personally.
Yeah.
It might have 1 or 2 off the top of my head. I'll double check quickly because that does change everything.
I personally think Fiefdoms suffers from premature might usage.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you've got a battle report actually, which you've got Fiefdoms against. Is it the Iron Hills?
It's Erebor Reclaimed, technically.
Erebor Reclaimed.
All right, so I've told you a massive lie here. I've got it completely wrong. So it's Imrahil and Dwinhere, just those 2. He's got Imrahil on a horse with lance and 2 knights on horse with lances.
Awesome.
Actually, I've got this massively wrong. I've read this completely wrong. He's then got a bunch of knights on foot. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knights on foot, and then a whole bunch of pikes.
I think they played against this list was something very similar, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
They are good, but Imrahil uses his might. Has he got Forlong? Forlong will use that might for combats. That's early game stuff.
No Forlong.
No Forlong.
Imrahil and Dwinhere. So it has what you were saying. Like Imrahil, Dwinhere uses both his might for heroic shoots.
Straight away.
Imrahil's 3 might. You'll need that to do. You'll need it for at least 1 move during the game.
Yeah.
And Imrahil will almost definitely do at least 1 strike.
Yeah.
So there's your might gone.
So he's got basically 1 dice roll change. So as soon as he botches.
Personally, I also go like clansmen front and then pikes behind because the knights on foot are way too expensive.
Right.
They just are. They're like, God knows how many points on foot. Are they 11 points on foot?
I think
No, they're way more.
No, I'll tell you in a minute.
How many points are they?
Give us a sec.
They're a lot, aren't they? Like an awful lot.
I think they're only 8.
11, and then you give them a.
Yeah, they're 11 because they're 20 on a horse with a lance.
Yes,
for 11 on foot. So I take a couple at high points, mix them in with clansmen to give some like solid shield wall stuff, like going on not actual shield wall, but with shields. But other than that, I don't at low points. Not for me, I'm afraid.
No. I think if you're going to take them, you take them with the horse.
Yeah, or you take a couple, but not lots.
Yeah.
Personally, but that's just me. Ruino Knights, Halls of Frandriel, it's got like 10 models, and then Radagast and an Eagle. It's an interesting list. I could be wrong about it. I don't like it. I'm really intrigued to see how it works. I imagine they've got a good idea of what they're going to do with it.
Yeah. You don't take something like that without like real plans.
Yeah, it's got a plan. There must be a plan there, right? Yeah. So let's see what happens.
But the thing was, I think that list didn't have Thranduil with the circuit, did it?
No, he's on foot
circlet, just the extra
with
sword.
the double sword. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, I think that circlet is so good to make terror-causing elves.
Yeah.
It's just because, especially when you're outnumbered, you're going to be outnumbered, so you can minimize your number of fights. Like, rather than having a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1, you can have a 1-on-1. And then
what else we got? The Khazad-dûm list is just Khazad-dûm dwarfs.
I
know what to do.
I love that list, but I just don't know how competitive it is.
Yeah, it's another one of them ones where you know what it does. Khazad-dûm dwarfs, isn't it? Like, it's just really solid.
I love it, but at 500 points, Durin takes up too much of the model count, and they don't get spear support, and it's very one-dimensional.
Cool. So sweet, nice. So hopefully we'll come back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So Wednesday night. I'm planning on doing the live draw. So I'll try and reference this with a little bit of like who's playing who. And then we're going to be recording some of the games, not live streaming them because I don't have that facility at the moment, but recording some of the games. So we'll put them up on the channel later, either with a bit of editing up or just raw uncut, so you can see what the games are like.
Tom editing?
Yeah, probably not. And then we'll hopefully do a little review.
I'm buzzing to find out how it all goes.
There are some really fun lists there that I just can't wait to find out how they did.
I can't wait to be proven wrong.
A bajillion pictures will get taken during the day. They'll be up on the Atomic Cards Facebook and the Atomic Cards Insta. You'll probably see some on like Daniel's Instagram, who is Standfast Miniatures on Instagram. Just going to shamelessly plug him in there. And basically, Shane Scott's is coming because I would have plugged his channel in it. SW Miniatures. Still got it in there. It's all right. So it's our first like hosting like a 20-man tournament. Normally we have like little ones, local ones. About half of these people are local Swindonites. And then we've got a couple coming down from Bristol, a couple coming down from Cardiff, a couple coming down from Worcester. So like it's all kind of like an hour's drive. It's really interesting that we've managed to get quite a lot of people from quite local, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Swindon, Bristol, Cardiff area, hit us up.
Yeah. Sounds like you got a really nice scene down there as well.
Or even if you're not.
Down.
Or if you're not, come down. We'll have fun.
Except Tom.
What?
I said they're all lovely except Tom.
All right. How rude. Just because I'm better than him.
Definitely.
And thank you guys for joining us, absolute gents. If you're in London Wargaming Guild,
yes,
hit them up for events and other fun activities. Hit up the Badminton Cafe if you're around as well, just because they're nice people. And if you want some cool terrain and stuff, go and see Zahir on his Instagram, which is Zahir Go.
Zahir Torres Designs. I mean, hopefully Tom can just put it at the bottom because it's like I've got an ethnic name.
Could you spell it for us?
ZAHIR KHARES Designs.
Cool. I hope you got that.
Thank you very much.
Sweet. And then we've talked for a very long time. It's almost 2 hours long. No one's going to watch this. Fun. If you have watched it, make sure you put in the bottom who you want to win as well. I've got some cool little trophies in it.
Oh, nice.
That's like our Atomic Cards logo. And then so I've got a best overall prize, which I'll explain in a second. And then I've got a little winning the event prize.
Fantastic.
I've all winning the things. And we've got some cool little things as well. So I've got loads of custom swag. So I've got some Atomic Cards. I don't know if you can see them little measuring things.
Oh, mate. Atomic Cards cool dice as well. They roll hot. People get wound up. They keep telling me I got cheating dice when I'm rolling my Atomic Card 6s.
Well, just so you know, these ones here, the little 6-inch measuring on the Atomic Cards custom measurers, they're 7 inches. I've got gold, silver, and bronze dice.
Fantastic.
Got all kinds of fun stuff, gift vouchers and everything. So yeah, we should have a nice, lovely time. Best overall prize. What that is we are taking your most sporting votes, your best painted votes, and your tournament placing. We are combining them and making an overall score.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whoever gets that. So you're doing a on most sporting. I've asked everyone to fill out like a 1 to 5 on each of their game cards. So instead of being like a single most sporting vote, after every game, you're going 1 was the worst game I ever had, 5 was a really happy game, somewhere in between.
Nice.
Pick in the box, chuck it in.
That's a brilliant
and
idea.
Then hopefully we'll see. And also it means that if I see someone who's getting like lots of 1s and 2s, I might have a little chat later.
Little word of it.
Yeah. You're right, mate. You having a good day?
Yeah. No, it sounds great. And if anyone absolutely disagrees with us or has their own ideas on the list that we've talked about, get it in the comments. I'll definitely respond.
And also, don't take what I've said too seriously, because what do I know?
It's his first time. He's just here to make up numbers because it's awkward to be Curtis sat in a room together. I want to know what the local scene's like where you are, because we obviously have like lots of numbers. A lot of these things, like loads of numbers and loads of bows, seems to be the caveat, like coming out of these firing point lists. So if you're like over in Australia and you go, what's that? That's a weird list. Tell us what's good over with you. But yeah, we should probably wrap this up now. Thanks for sticking with us until the end. Remember those things that I plugged a second ago? Plug them again now. Curtis and Zahir, where can we find your Instagram?
I'm not saying it again. I'm not that narcissistic. People who want to know, they know already.
Curtis, you got an Insta?
No, I'm not on the gram, unfortunately.
rob.beckett at instagram.com. We'll see you guys at an event soon.
Definitely.
Bye.
And we'll definitely have to come down to your next one.